Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. Thank you for the beautiful messages of the new intro screen. I worked a bit on that today. I don't know if it will be the final one or not, but I really like it. And my friend that is in the chat, Aman, he said that it was also a nice one. And when he's saying that it's nice, then we can all be happy, of course, because if he, with his beautiful artist eyes, is saying that we are good, we are good. I hope you like it. I also worked on another one, a different one, slightly different for the purple channel where I'm streaming in the afternoon. So if you want to discover how it looks like the other one, I'm inviting you to follow me also there. It's quite easy. It's also GJustjuve where you can find me. Today we are Tuesday. I want to speak about the post words of Giuntoli, how Mercato will change, what are the confirmation that we already knew that he said also verbally today, where we have no now certainties, what are still the question marks. Maybe what you read online, if you still have some question that we can answer them. How does it look? Does it look beautiful or not? Today, after translating it, I watched it again twice to really understand. I have written here the most important things that is said today, so it's a lot. I don't know if a lot of you are still writing with your hands. That's what I do always when I love to write with my hands because I memorize better, and then I put everything on computer. That's how I work usually. Thank you, Daniel, that is coming here to the member channel, and that's really appreciated. Daniel, really appreciated. Thank you, my friend. Really appreciating opening actually the beautiful subs, the beautiful members actually of the channel. In terms of subs, we are here at 26,418. Today we just reached 26,400 and we are growing slowly but surely. So if you didn't yet, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so that also during the live you are able to participate and to ride. Ciao Bobby Davaros, this is Ciao Beppe. This is part of the season, is the most exciting for us Juventini at the moment, and enjoying it with you guys. Well, it depends, exciting or not, because there was one of the sentences, and we will go step by step by what Giuntoli said today. But in the beginning, in really the beginning of his press conference today, he said Mercato is closed. Mercato is closed. Look, really in the beginning, he said at this moment, a big part of the Mercato has been done. So exciting or not, usually on the 19th of July, that's the moment where you get exciting for new players. people are leaving, you say goodbye to them. Hopefully they are not all going to Inter like Morata, like Cuadrado. But then it starts to be exciting because you want to see new faces and so on and so on. So what is exciting now for Juventini is probably to understand how some players are playing, like, for example, Wea, that we never saw with Juve. Rovella we saw for a few games with Juve, 2 or 3 in the beginning of the season before him going to Monza. So we are exciting to see where he can play, how he can play. Confirmations about other players. Yes. Other things. Do we still feel the excitement? I don't know how the excitement is, especially after today's press conference where it was quite confronting. I don't want to be here today to speak about a press conference that made Juventini dream, because that was absolutely not. It was really for the people that were still dreaming about something else, maybe bringing them back to earth with some promises that Juventus is ambitious, that Juventus wants to be competitive again in Italy and on an international scene, so not only in Italy but also on the world. But it will take time. It will take time, and we are in a period where we are restarting. We have a lot of players in our team, and the main objective today is to shrink. So if you can't shrink at the moment, you will have nobody that will enter. What we were explaining since a few days on the channel has been confirmed. That we have a competitive team at the moment. Yes, if we are playing one competition only, but today Giuntoli said it in front of the microphone. At the 18th of July, we have still no idea how many competitions we will play. So we'll speak about these kind of things, but I was just speaking about excitement level. Like Bobby was saying, is it exciting or not? I don't know. Low excitement for Thomas. I believe that what will have to excite us Juventini, and that's a change, but maybe that brings us back to a few years ago, probably the pre-Ronaldo, because the pre-Ronaldo, what was really exciting were the results on the field, were the victories, were the trophies that you were lifting in the air. That was really exciting. Not really the Mercato, or not that much the Mercato. The Mercato has always been an excitement for a team like Inter, for example. They were celebrating, the Mercato of the year. They were celebrating the best summer signings of the year. For then, during this season, always crying because they couldn't win. While we were not celebrating that much during the summer, because there was not that much to celebrate, we were going for functional players, and then at the end we were celebrating trophies. So maybe the excitement has to come this time from the field and not that much from the summer, because even if I believe that Giuntoli lied a bit when he said the biggest part of the Mercato is done, it's over, I don't believe that the team that we have today will be the team that will play against Udinese. If it's the team that will play against Udinese, I can tell you that on the 31st of August, I still expect something that has to be done on the team. That's what I'm expecting. But really in the last 2 weeks of Mercato. Ok ragazzi, let me say thank you to Nick Busutil. Nick Busutil, that is becoming a member for the 13th consecutive month. Forza Juve, Forza Beppe. And I want to add Forza Nick. Really appreciate it, my friend Nick. Really, extremely appreciated for you to be so loyal. More than a year. Fantastic. Juve Chris, hey Beppe, do you think Juve will be sold in the future? Not that I know. That another partner could possibly enter in the future. Why not? I know that has been a rumor. Totally sold? I don't think so. Not in the near future. Not in the near future. That I know and the information I have. Ragazzi, more than the numbers of subs that we have, I wanted to show you this. Mamma mia. Did you see what happened to Nicolo Zaniolo and his finger? That is the little finger of the left hand. What a disaster. Friendly with Galatasaray. This guy is really unlucky, huh? Is really unlucky. I was scared that it was, when I saw the first time the picture, it was not that picture, it was another picture. I thought it was again ACL or muscular injury or whatever. I was really scared for him. Then I watched a video and I said it's not the leg actually, because he's holding his hand, what's happening. And then I saw, 2 times and I saw his finger there. So pay attention for your eyes. What a disaster. But the guy is really unlucky. really unlucky. In a certain moment, I'm telling to myself, okay, why not going for Zaniolo, good player, Italian, potential, Juventino. On the other side, mamma mia, mamma mia, mamma mia. He's really, really unlucky. Anyway, for a bad news for Zaniolo, wishing him the best, of course, I want to go with a good news. The one of Edwin van der Sar, that probably the youngest between you. You don't know that he played at Juve for 2 years. Didn't do that well at Juve, but still in my heart. Pre-Juve was one of my favorite goalkeepers. When he was at Ajax, at Juve, I was still young, 16, 17. Now probably some of you are 16, 17 and you will think that you know everything from the world, but your perception is changing. So I was still supporting him, happy that he was at Juve, even if honestly, objectively, he was not doing fantastically well. But then he went back. He went back to Premier League doing fantastically well. Fulham and then Manchester United, where he became and confirmed himself that he was great. That it was in intensive care. He was, I don't remember what country he was on holiday, I believe, but don't get me wrong, I believe he was in Croatia, where he had something at the brain, and he had to go immediately in intensive care. Anne-Marie, the wife, kept all the fans up to date, and today, for the first time, Edwin is saying, first of all, we want to thank everyone for all the great and supportive messages. I am happy to share that I'm no longer in the intensive care unit. However, I'm still in hospital. I hope to go home next week and take the next step in my recovery. So really, I wish him really, really, really the best. I tell you the truth, I was a bit scared for Edwin van der Sar, that I always appreciate, and always when he's speaking about Juve, he's doing it with a lot of respect and really always in a positive way. Serraz is giving, again, a bit of more information for the people that do not know, suffering a brain hemorrhage while he was on holiday in Croatia. So my memory is still working. Croatia for Mirza, that is confirming as well. World-class goalkeeper, I agree. I agree with Antonio. So good news, huh? Good news for him. It was a realistic approach from Giuntoli. Yeah, but honestly, it was exactly the same approach from Scannavino a few weeks ago, where the words of Scannavino that were, we can say maybe, it was not a press conference, it was something that has been recorded for Sky Sport, where he spoke the first time. Well, today we had a 20 minutes interview of Giuntoli as a press conference. It was not really an interview, but a press conference, where he took his time to explain, to go through. Starting with the journalists, I have to say that I was expecting a bit more. When you have like Giuntoli for the first time, a lot of time the journalists were repeating the same question about Chiesa, Vlahovic, Lukaku. Chiesa, Vlahovic, Lukaku, where they have one question per person. And it's not easy to ask the good question that will not be easy to dribble, of course, I can understand that. But when you have like one question and you know that someone will ask about Dusan, about Chiesa, about Lukaku, it will happen. You should have like a second, a third, a fourth question already prepared, because it's Giuntoli that will not speak every single week. It will be Allegri from now on. And then maybe, in a few weeks, maybe a few months, we will have again Giuntoli to the microphones to make a recap, maybe at the end of the season again. He will probably speak, pre-game, could be. That is Giuntoli that is taking the microphones instead of Calvo that took that role pre-game. Yes, but it's not the same. So when you have a journalist like that, prepare some questions. I was expecting, honestly, a bit more question about strategy, about ideas, a bit more deep diving in values that he wants to share. What did he found really great? What impressed him at Juventus at the moment? What he thinks that needs an improvement at the moment? That's what I really would have loved to hear as question. Then, of course, the answers would, in a way, be a bit more political. You will never know, this is really bad, we have to change it, because that's not what you say in front of or during a press conference. But a lot of Mercato and a lot of time. I believe 3 times they asked about Dusan and Federico Chiesa, and 2 times about Lukaku, or three times Lukaku, 2 times for the other ones. I believe it was a bit too much, repetitive, and from the moment that he answered 1 time, he will not really change the narrative a bit later. But he said with a bit more time what Scannavino already told us. Remember, Scannavino said, let's not lie about the situation. We are in a financial moment that is not easy for the club. We have to be with our feet on the ground. These were the words of Scannavino in front of Sky Sport Italia that we already commented. And from that moment on, when he said it, but of course, we have to play better. We have to play better. That was a direct message to Allegri. We continue with Allegri. He has the trust from the management, from everyone here at top management. And actually, the same things were reported by Giuntoli today with a bit more Mercato talk. But the big lines were respected. On top of that, he said that we have 44 players, that we are shrinking. Confirmations about some players that are outgoing. I had put McKennie in the thumbnail. Can you tell me your opinion? Because now a few hours went through. Your opinion, why you think that McKennie is back with the wanted players and not the unwanted players anymore. I believe that Bonucci showed today a strong picture. He shared a really strong picture on Instagram. Leonardo Bonucci. Here we go. I will try to show you. Yeah, it's this one. Where you see Arthur, Pellegrini, Leonardo Bonucci, Piazza, Zakaria, Ake, and then you have Moise Kean that I don't know why he's there. Honestly, I have no idea why he's there because he's not in the unwanted list of players. Photobomb, maybe, or maybe it was taken with his phone. I don't know why he's there. But anyway, other than that, all these players are out of project, and you don't see Weston McKennie because he has been confirmed by Giuntoli today. What is the reason why McKennie is back with the team? Why we were all initially thinking that it was with the unwanted players? Can someone tell me? Chunky saying I was watching the old live. Well, the old live was the translation live, Chunky, but thank you for jumping on this one. McKennie might be used as a backup to Weah on the right side. I don't think that's the reason. Could be, then Stavros, I don't know, but I don't believe that. Maybe he said he will stay because he only wants to go to his country in the USA. Could be, Mimmo. Beppe, can you analyze the body language of Giuntoli today? It seems not great. No. But you know I can't show videos, otherwise I will be banned again. I don't want to be banned. Pogba not 100% fit. Sir Raz, but I see also other people having the same opinion like Pal, Tot. Pogba is slow. Slow is in his recovery. He's really slow with his recovery. And that's annoying. That's why you hear the names of multiple players. Did I write them somewhere today? Yeah, this morning I was speaking about it. Kessier, Samardzic, Kefren Turam, Cherki, Koopmanners are in the list of possible midfielders. It's not in addition to, but it's maybe as already working in a potential replacement for Paul. Paul that at the moment can't guarantee you to play friendly. That means that he's late. That is really late. You have two sources inside, one that are saying he's really doing well, coming better, doing better, which you can even believe. But at a certain moment, you have here the first family training, and Pogba is not participating. And today you have Weston McKennie that is reintegrated in the team. You remember yesterday we made that Excel file. Wait, and let me check if I still have it here. Excel. Here here we go. Wait, let me open the USA list. If we go here, it's already open. Fantastic. And we said in the midfielders that we have that could potentially travel to USA, we have Locatelli, Fagioli, Nicolussi, Pogba, Rabiot, and Rovella. And you remember that we were thinking, it's a bit strange. We gave that wild card to Nongue instead of Miretti. Why? Because Miretti is still not at La Continassa at the moment. But Locatelli is a certainty. Okay. He's in shape. He has no injury. Already 2 seasons at Juventus. Knows Allegri. He's one of the starters of today's season. Fagioli, we know that he has a problem with the shoulder. Nicolussi can be tested, but it's a test. It's not a starter. Pogba has these injuries. Rabiot is a player that you can count on. And then you have a Rovella that is new to the team. Has already experience in Serie A with Monza, played a full season at Cremonese, if I'm not wrong, the year before. But at the moment, really, if we are looking at the list of midfielders that we have that could potentially really play 3 games, high summer, testing, rotating, and most of the time 45 minutes, especially in the first 2 games of the season, it's not a lot, huh? It's not a lot. And we were saying, okay, give it to Nonge. Joseph didn't play that family friendly because he will be a player from next gen. That today, by the way, started their season again. And when you are doing 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1, and you are starting to realize that even if you have like 13 midfielders in your team, but you take away Arthur Barrenechea, Ranocchia, Zakaria, you take all these players out, at a certain moment you have to think about, okay, who can play in that midfield? And that's why probably because Pogba is, let's say, not back. Fagioli is not good with his shoulder at the moment. Nicolussi is a question mark, let's put him like that. Well, it makes sense that you are taking McKennie again and you are putting him with the midfielders. I can understand that. While you're continuing to work on shrinking the team, trying to loan out and to sell a maximum of players, especially the ones that you can find in that picture, and probably McKennie is still on the market. McKennie is still on Mercato, but it's a backup plan. And it's a pity that you have to go back in the unwanted list to take a player. And you see the real problems that Juventus have. With 44 players, it's difficult to find people that can play in some roles. It's a paradox. It's crazy. With all these players, you can't find a quality left back. You have difficulties to find a quality right back. You can't play with 4-man defense. You have like 13 midfielders, but you can't even line up 3 of them for 90 minutes in a tour in America. It's warm, it's hot. So of course we are speaking about Samardzic, about Kessié, about these players, but these players, if you take them now, you are just increasing your midfield quantity. And that's a problem. So, when we are speaking about that list of all these unwanted players, there is a lot that we have to continue to sell. Ranocchia has gone. Sekulov has gone. But there is still a lot of work to do. And it's not a mystery that then you see that picture. So let me continue to read some of your comments, ragazzi. Keane is sending messages that he wants to leave. That's why he was in the photobomb. David, McKennie seems like a backup plan if they don't get midfielders, players they want, and the club doesn't want to push him out prematurely. Also, if there is not the right offer that is arriving for Weston McKennie. And also, I also believe there is another reason. Ciao, Punzara. I believe there is another reason is they want also, with the attention that he will have in USA, in his country, where Weston McKennie, 2 American players, with the attention that will have, a bit of focus, a bit of media that will, speak again about him. If he can play like, a few 45 minutes here, there, and in the last game, it could really possibly having new offers from, you know, some mid-table Premier League or top-table Bundesliga team that can really say, you know what, we already started negotiating. We didn't want to push or to give that extra million or 2 extra million. And maybe we have to do it. So that's also a reason why. If you are putting him in the unwanted list, a player like Weston McKennie, where you need to cash in from, it could be that he's going with the forgotten one. More than with the unwanted one, the forgotten one. Because when he was playing at Leeds, it's not that he did really well. Actually, the supporters were really hating on him, but really hating on him. Thomas, they were trying to sell him to Leeds with other teams rumored. Why would you discuss if he was in the project? No, I don't believe he's in the project. I don't believe it's really in the project, but I believe it's really for the reason I told you. Because you miss some players, like Sir Razi saying Pogba is not 100% fit, and that's the reason why we want, or we should go for Kessié. McKennie isn't a bad player, but Kessié is bigger than McKennie, without any doubt. How many players will go to USA? Is there a fixed number? No. Yesterday we were playing with 25, but I have no idea. We should not wait too long before knowing it. At today, I don't have a real date confirmation. The only thing that I can tell you, it's not tomorrow, because tomorrow they have training session, and then in the afternoon there is something nice for people. I can't reveal. So tomorrow, no. Then can they leave on Thursday evening or on Friday morning? I don't know. I hope earlier than later, because you know it had jet lag, different temperature, humidity. You're tired, you know, in a big flight for 8, maybe in more, maybe 10 hours in a plane. It's not ideal. So if you can already anticipate, why not? But I don't know how many exact players will go there. Rovella to be a starter this season with Locatelli, Rabiot in front of him, and Fagioli will be the new Tacchinardi. Let's not forget, we only have a Serie A, so not many games this season. Rovella has a big opportunity, a really big chance today, especially in the beginning of the season. Last season he started with us, he impressed in a way Allegri, that then at the end, I believe, with the club, made a mistake in going for Paredes instead of Rovella. They wanted a bit of security, a bit of experience, a bit of a maturity in terms of player. And at the end, they made a bad choice, because Paredes, we know it, was a total flop at Juventus. Well, he has a big chance, because with all the question mark that we have at the moment in the midfield, except of Rabiot, except of Locatelli, I really believe Rovella can show that he deserves to be that starter. I'm betting a lot on Rovella, for example. Really a lot. I told you, today not a big live. I want to go through the things. So I will go word by word and try to check if we can really tell you what was really impressing me or not. Blazing hot in America right now. I'm going to Roma. By the way, it's the last 2 days that I'm doing a video, because Thursday maybe I do a morning video, but I don't know, because it's always taking a lot of time. I will try maybe to record something and put it on Thursday, because then I go to Roma from the 20th until the 25th. And I don't have all my stuff here, so there will be probably no lives, and I will try to do some videos. I'm not sure. I am not sure if I can do videos from somewhere in Roma, or I don't know. But it's super warm. It is extremely, extremely, extremely warm. Today, I believe it was like 42 degrees Celsius. Bah, it's crazy. So I don't know what I will do in Roma and how much I will visit. Normally, I should have done a plan of the visit, but I didn't do anything, because I don't know what the temperature will be. So let's see. Mohamed Youssef, thank you for the donation, my friend. Issue is Juve is buying different players, both 4 different coaches, by 4 different sporting directors in only 5 years. No easy way to fix it. It's also, and again, I thank you for the donation, Mohamed. I think it's a really great one, what you are saying here, what you are stating here. A lot of time the project has been slightly changed with okay, we go for rejuvenation, we go for young players, but then you have an opportunity and you go for it. Then you buy a player and the coach is not the same anymore because you bought for Pirlo or you bought for Sarri, like Arthur. Sarri is going and you give that player to Pirlo. Pirlo doesn't want that player. We try to test him with Allegri, but he doesn't want that player neither. We did a lot of mistakes, mistake after mistake after mistake. Where today Giuntoli is coming, and you know it is said that there are some priority. He said, what are the priorities? Bringing clarity, working on clear guidelines, and shrinking the team. These are the first priority that he has set, and that's where he will start working with. He didn't say we have to buy new players, sign new players, or doing this with that player or not. When we are speaking about bringing clarity, I believe that bringing clarity is also starting with these one-to-one difficult discussion. What does that mean, one-to-one difficult discussions? That means going to Bonucci and telling him, Leo, thank you for everything, but you are not part of the project. They know the reason why. It's more than only the sporting side. It's more than only the financial part of it. Decision taken with all of them, not only Allegri, and that was a point that also today Giuntoli said, but giving clarity. The captain is Danilo. That's the captain. You are not a starter anymore at Juventus. We don't even want you to prove yourself. We tried, we checked, we respected your career. Now it's the moment to be clear. Clear with him, clear with Zakaria, with Arthur, with Pellegrini. That's why they are training with the unwanted players, but also with other discussions. Today he spoke about defenders, and he mentioned Alexandro, Rugani, Danilo, Bremer, Gatti. He also mentioned the winter. He didn't mention Huijsen. He didn't mention, as a youth, Kenan Yildiz. There was a question about these two players, but the clarity is also there. For a Huijsen, you are not a player today from the first team. You are a player from the next gen. You just celebrated 18. You are burning all the steps from the youth academy. You went immediately to under 17. From there, you made a jump in under 19. You played half a season and you were promoted to next gen. Tranquillo. You are a phenomenon. We want to see your growth. Maybe you will even have opportunities, and that's why we want to test you. But today, when we are speaking about the defenders, he spoke about the names that we have and all the players there. He also makes some clarity. No, we will not go on the market to replace Bonucci, and telling you more, there could possibly even be a defender that can also leave there because we are with too much. Who can be the player that can leave? Can be Alexandro. Could be Alexandro. Could be Rugani. If nobody is arriving, I doubt it will be Bremer that will go out. But giving clarity is an important one. Is a really important one. Shrinking the team, it's another one. And working on guidelines. Especially, you know, he repeated it a lot of time. I wake up in the morning and I want to give the max. I try to give the max. I give the max I have. And I'm there also to help people giving their max, because we have to give our max for the common good that is called Juventus. So, no, realistic, calm, no big quotes, no big statements. I really appreciated that he was aligned with what I have always thought, that it will be a difficult situation. He said it at a certain moment as well. We want to be competitive again. We have to work on sustainability. We want to be, what's the word he was using? Not vicious, but virtuous. We want to be virtuous again. We want to have again that international appeal, that Italian appeal, again, bringing Juventus back to glory. But we are at the restart, and we can't give everything today to the supporters that want everything and they want it now. Well, we have to be a bit more patient because we are restarting, but with solid fundamentals, we are going in building up, because giving everything today is impossible. But that doesn't mean that you have to put yourself limits in your objective. Did we speak about we want to win the Scudetto? We will win the Scudetto. If we don't win the Scudetto, it's a failure. Did we speak about top 4? Did we speak about Champions League qualification? Did we speak about whatever? No. But on the other side, we don't put ourselves a minimum objective, but sky is the limit. So that means there is no limit. Dream big, give your max, and then we will see what we can achieve with the team, which is great. And that's what I told you. If the Mercato will be a 5 or a 6 on 10, that doesn't mean that Juventus can't be competitive in Serie A, especially if we are playing once a week. Thank you for the donation, Mohammed, because it was a really important one, what you just said. He played well against us when he played with Empoli. Yeah, that's a player that is exciting me. Juve Sebastiano is saying excited for Coni the winter, but also Rovella, Fagioli, Ealing Jr. next season. I agree with Juve Sebastiano. When I'm watching the players, these are the players that are exciting me a lot. Rovella, that last year was showing some beautiful thing, but I was not really ready to bet on him last year myself. Even if I really consider him a strong player, a good player, I was not 100% ready to bet on him as the starter in that regista position. Was I right? Was I wrong? Probably I was wrong, because we saw that he did really well with Monza. Now I'm super happy to see him. I'm excited for Fagioli, 100%. Ealing Jr., if he stays like it looks like, that we really want to keep him, fantastic player. And Connie the Winter as well. And it's not a mystery today that Giuntoli mentioned his name. It's the only youth or young player that he mentioned the name from. Not bad. Not bad. Beautiful endorsement by Giuntoli. Do you see? I used some new words on the channel. Endorsement. Beautiful, huh? Thomas Maklov, he meant to give max is in Allegri. The whole club is working for the coach. BE, things are not looking good, to be honest. I'm prepared mentally for another silly trophyless season with the same ugly gameplay. Well, I can't change your opinion on that, BE, because it's true that today we are. You know what are the differences if you are not really analyzing, if you just look from the outside, and if you are a bit, influenced by, I don't know, Benzema is going there, Mane is going there, I don't know, Chelsea is buying this, they have an injury, they go immediately on the market, they are ready, Inter is buying Fratesi. If you are influenced a bit about, Mercato, and that there is no Mercato on Juventus, I can understand that the facts are today that you are taking Juventus from last year, you are taking away Di Maria, Cuadrado, and Paredes, and you are at the moment adding Cambiaso, Rovella, and Weah, younger players that today Rovella needs to prove himself with Juve. Cambiaso, but Rovella is the most advanced one. Rovella is the most experienced one in Serie A, the one that is the most ready, but he's already 23. Cambiaso is also, no, he's a bit younger. Cambiaso is 21, really needs to prove himself, because he was not the undiscussed starter at Bologna. He was going towards that direction, but not yet. And then you have a Weah that needs to prove everything. It's nice to have the name Weah. It's nice to start the training session with a nutmeg, but we have to see it. So if you are taking the same coach, more or less the same team, with the same weaknesses in terms of not having a left back, not having a right back, Alexandro is still there. I can understand with the same coach that is still Max Allegri. I can understand that a lot of people are doubting, and today I can't convince you otherwise. What I can tell you are the differences is, one, Juventus made a plea deal, so we will not be annoyed with minus 15, minus 10, plus 15, we don't know. We will not have the problems of, or we should not have other, board that will resign in the middle of the season. There will be no World Cup where all your players, the biggest amount of players from Serie A were from Juve, that they traveled to the World Cup. Coming back, you will have you have a management. you have a Giuntoli that doesn't have the magic wand, but is someone that is leaving the field. He said it himself. He didn't answer if he will be on the bench next to Allegri, but he said, this is something that I always loved. I'm disturbing nobody, but it's a place that I love to be because you see things differently, you hear different things, you have another perception, you see these small details that are super important. I'm just observing but watching, and that's what he's doing with training session. That's what he's doing with this. It's a big support, which last year we didn't have. If you're looking today, putting a Bonucci out of the team is a big statement. I believe that we are really working on unity from day one. We know the mistakes that we did. Probably, if you are hearing the names of Chiesa, Marsic, Koopmanners, and all these kind of midfielders, it's because today we know that we have the question mark on Pogba. Why last year when we signed him and how he was welcomed and so on, it was not a question mark. Paul Pogba was not a question mark. But today we know in advance that Paul Pogba is a question mark. We have, and we don't forget it, a Federico Chiesa that is back from day one. And now we are opening the chapter, of course, Chiesa and Dusan Vlahovic, where a big part of the press conference was going around. Beppe, I made an analysis video of Inter's Mercato strategy. You should check it out. It's very insightful. I didn't know you had a... I didn't know you have a YouTube channel. UVMC. Where? I am on your Twitter, Mike. I see this, that Inter Miami has more followers than Inter. This one. But I will not play because otherwise I will be banned. But Marotta, Inter. It's a really beautiful analysis. It's a really beautiful analysis. You know, but it was even predictable. Cuadrado to Inter was predictable. But it's true, you know. It's really true. Then it can work or not. Today I don't want to speak too much about Inter, but it's strange, no, that we are the team that they are criticizing the most, and then they have like half of the team that is ex-Juve. We are speaking about Antonio Conte, Asamoah indeed, now maybe Morata, Cuadrado, and so on and so on. Not the first time Marotta. You know, players that they hate and so on, that at the end they take, you know, but we know it's not new, and it's a good video. Chuck, Beppe, thoughts on McKennie getting back in the team? We already spoke about it. Oh, maybe I didn't give my thoughts. I listened to the people. Well, I believe, well, no, I said, in a recap, in a few words, I believe that it's there because at the moment Pogba is not ready, because we also want to expose him, to actually show him again to the world that it's a player that can do something, and actually put him in the window. Let's say put him in the window. First, because Pogba is not ready. Second, because the midfielders that will go to USA, we can't even have like 6 midfielders ready to play with a 3-man defense. So we'll have some add-on and then put him on the window to maybe increase a bit the offers that are coming from him. If Juve will end up trophyless, Allegri will 100% be dismissed. He wasn't fired yet because Giuntoli has to give him an opportunity under him first. But if this trend continue, Allegri is out 100%. I believe as well. I tell you, I'm now I can tell it, but I already said it, you know, so many times, and the people know it. I was 100% convinced. But seriously, 100% convinced that we would not have seen Allegri in 23-24 on the bench of Juve. But I told you that in the beginning of last season. And I always told you, if Allegri would have won, I would have thought that he would have left by himself, again bringing Juve to a title, saying, you know, I did it again. And if he would not have win, like now, that Juventus would have dismissed him with the ex-management. But then so many things happened during the year. Giuntoli said it really objectively, because we can say whatever we want. We don't like Allegri, we don't like the playing style. We can say whatever we want. But if we are analyzing facts, and I'm speaking about facts, well, Allegri brought the team with all the difficulties in the world to the third spot, launched a lot of young players out of necessity first, then out of choices. I have always said huge respect for what Allegri did, and I always said from that situation we were in, I don't know how many coaches would have handled the situation as he did. And for that, credits. Would I have reconfirmed Max Allegri? Probably not. But then it's true that if you want to have a discussion and you want to be coherent when you are saying we are working on a sustainable project that is also ambitious, that wants to bring Juventus again to competitivity, then sacking Allegri would be a tough one, what I believe. But let's see. Maximum of stress to Max Allegri from Giuntoli. That said, it will be a tough one. It will be hard. It will not be easy. We will need some patience, some time. We are restarting. This adding up with the words of Scannavino, I believe that now the Juventini, they can do two things: or continue to criticize every single rumor that is linked to Juventus, that they don't like, they didn't like, they don't like. They can continue to say this is a mistake, this is bad, this is bad, this is not good. Or we can start really to be patient, which doesn't mean that we don't want to be competitive. It doesn't mean that we have to accept losses, that we have to accept what we saw last year in terms of performances, but trying maybe to think about we and staying together and maybe giving a chance to every single part that is at Juventus. You know, like I always said, don't whistle a player before he just goes on the field, but if you really have to whistle him, wait until the end of the game. I hope we can do the same for the people that are at Juventus this season, from Giuntoli to Manna, to Scanavino, to Calvo, and then to Tognozzi, the chief of scout, but also to Max Allegri, to his assistant, to his technical staff, to the physical trainers, but also to the players, the ones that we love, the ones that we love less, the one that we believe in, the one that we don't believe in, that we can start the season with saying, you know what, not I believe they are great, not I'm sure they will do well. You can have your doubts, you can even be pessimist, but trying to at least give a chance. And give a chance, it's not like 40 minutes and then we start to whistle them, because I'm already afraid to play that first game against Barcelona, you lose 2-0 and it's the end of the world. Or you win 2-0 and everything is well again. So I would stay a bit more calma. Mohamed Youssef with the second donation of the evening is telling us, Beppe, the cheerful thing, and now we go towards the positives, is that when we look Juve like falling apart, they went for best available sporting directors to build. It's a serious management, no worries. That's also a beautiful thing. You see that Juventus is, in a way, if you are looking externally, if you are following the last 2 years, but even you can take the last 3, 4, why not even 5 years where you started really see a decline. Well, maybe where we are touching the lowest point, not participating to Champions League, having difficulties, when you see all of that at the end, you still have that attraction. You still have a Juventus that is saying, you know what, we go on the market and we will take the best possible sporting director that there is. And if it's not him, then we stay as we are and we will wait for him one more year, because that's the beautiful thing. Matthew is saying just optimistic. I am always from nature a bit optimist, but today I'm not optimist in telling you we will win this Serie A, we will be strong, we will destroy everyone. No, that we will be able to compete. Yes, I really believe what I'm saying. But on the other side, what I'm telling you is that finally we worked on the right way to do it. Off the field, board members were there to defend Juventus. Off the field, what we did. Then we can be happy or not with the decision. That's what we did. Giving up on the Super League, we took some harsh decision. Then we went on the second part, which is finding a sporting hierarchy, which I said to you, and I always told you, for me, it's more important than the coach. That comes first. Then, by consequence, you go with the coach. So I believe that Juventus is doing the right things, and that's the message of Mohamed Youssef, that is saying, Beppe, in the most difficult period, there is a Giuntoli that wants to join. There is a Lukaku, that you like him or not, that is talking with Juve. I don't know if he will join or not. Looks like the Lukaku links are a bit more colder now, a bit more far away. But even without Champions League, Rabiot is renewing. Milik wants to stay. We are not speaking, I know, we are not speaking about Toni Kroos and Arda Güler, the new phenomenon that is coming up. But still, Rabiot had market, that you believe it or not, had some offers. Today it has been said by Giuntoli, the renewal of one of the best midfielders of the world currently. And I believe the last season of Rabiot was fantastic. So I see that we are putting the base of doing things as we should. Thank you for the donation, Mohammed, but also thank you to Yamazaki with a super sticker. Thank you with a saint sticker. Thank you, my friend. Rico is saying, if we don't have Europe, then I think we can use the youth players a lot next season and give them the experience we need for the following year. I know, Rico. This is actually the reverse, Rico. If you have Conference League, I really believe that you can give them, a lot of them, playing time in Conference League. At the end, we play, we rotate, we keep our first team players to try to compete in Serie A, to try to be the best ones. But with one competition only, you have to focus and you have to try to win it. You have to do your best, your max to win it. There is no chance to rotate a lot with only one competition a week. So today, by the way, speaking about the youth, for all the people that were continuing to say, but the youth, then you buy 26 years old, Kessier, he's old, why are you doing, what are you signing? Then you go to Lukaku, 30 years old. What he said today, Giuntoli, just so that you know, so that you are really aware, he used the words, let me check, for the future signing. Now, wait. For the future, signing youth is important. But let's not forget to find a balance between sustainability and competitivity. If we want that competitivity to be high, we need a mix between talent, between youth, and between experienced player. And it's not the only time that he said it, because he repeated it later, saying there are no Giuntoli, Allegri or Manna moves, but only Juventus moves altogether. But going back to the sustainability Mercato plus competitive Mercato, we need a mix between young talents and experienced players. So don't be shocked if, in addition to a Rovella, that will be in the first time with a top team in Serie A, in addition to a Ealing Jr., in addition to a Connie de Winter, that you have maybe, I'm just saying a name, Lukaku, or a 30 years old midfielders that can possibly join. So it will not be only, the under 22 players that can join Juventus for a project of rejuvenation, because it's not true. So thank you again, Yamazaki, for your super sticker. Did Yamazaki write something, a message that I can maybe read? No, only hearts. Thank you, my friend. Really appreciate it. Aldo, it is sad to say, but the weakest aspect of Juventus these days is the fan base. I believe that you have different ways of reacting to something that you don't like, to or maybe not. Let's change your words. You have different ways to react towards something that you really like that is broken, and unfortunately you can't fix it yourself. Some people hope for the best and will be ultra optimistic, too much optimistic. They will defend everything because it's their toy, and even if it's broken, even if it's old, even if it's not beautiful anymore, you are really, really, really working on it. You are defending, you're overprotecting, and it's not good because you don't see that it's broken, and that can be really dangerous. I saw a lot of people defending Allegri even too much, and not being objective anymore or not objective, but I mean balanced in because of overprotection. Then you have the haters that nothing is good anymore, and even the beautiful things, even if they are, the small victories, they forget to celebrate them. So it's from one extreme to another, and then you have a lot of gray zones in between. The one that are fearing, the one that are not understanding. You have so many different gray zones. But of course, when you are not used to it, sometimes you see the worst in people. And today you have something else. You have the social media that is emphasizing everything, that is amplifying everything, that is giving also a voice. And we know it. If you go to a troll account, these kind of negative troll accounts, they have a lot of time more voice, more follows, more likes than other ones because they don't care. They care less about the team that you love, but you are going influenced by it. But I don't believe that everyone is like that. If we have built a community of 24,000 people, let me check if we increased or not in the meanwhile. I love to always check. Look, we conquered the heart of one more Juventino today. Is that not beautiful? So there is still belief. We know we are still growing here. It's not the hate channel. It is a channel where I try to be balanced, and that doesn't mean that I'm always right. And we have, now 200 people. Yesterday we were 300 live, but the videos at the moment, 4,000 Juventini on Earth are watching them. Sometimes 5,000 Juventini on Earth are watching the videos. That you will tell me, Beb, it's not huge, it's not big. 5,000 views per video, it's not big. It's absolutely not big. Because we are a million of person. If you're looking at other content creators, they have much more than us. But try to think or to have a visualization of what 4,000 or 5,000 people represent. That's a lot, huh? That's a lot of people. So I'm happy. No, I still have faith in humanity and in people that can still leave the sport as what it is for us supporters. A sport, something that should bring you joy, and when it's not, nobody's dying, eh? Nobody's dying, is what it is. Vincenzo Correale, thank you for the donation, my friend. Ciao Beppe, what is your ideal rest of the Mercato as of outgoing and new signing? Also your ideal season 4 as of trophies 23-24. Thank you for the donation, Vincenzo, but these are the questions, especially for the people that are following me since long, that I hate. I hate because because I'm someone that loves to take everything in 360, and to really answer that, it's huge. It's really difficult. Because it's too long for an answer. It should be, like an answer of 1 hour only. But ideal of trophies, ideal is the best. Ideal is you win the Scudetto, you win the Coppa Italia. If you participate to Conference League, you try to win it as well, so that it brings you a trophy. That brings you a trophy in terms of international competition, which is too long that we didn't win. So that's ideal. I can't tell you ideal is winning Scudetto but losing Coppa Italia. No, so ideal is winning. Then in terms of Mercato, look, if Vlahovic would leave, I hope he can stay. Sincerely, I hope he can stay. I hope all of our offensive players can stay. Chiesa, Ealing, Milik, Keane, Dusan Vlahovic, so that they can all stay. I really hope so. And I would be super happy if this happens. But if really I need to change a player because I'm obliged, because of the financial parts and so on, and if Dusan Vlahovic can bring you 90, I would love to go for a striker like a Jonathan David. But if not, because it's costing too much, and I understand that at the moment it's really costly, why not going for a big bet a la Wahi from Montpellier or Mikaudat, say, you know, my battle, my boy, even if it can be a total flop, because he only played in 2nd division of France. So let's see. Ideally, I would love that we have like a left back, a right back. I told you, ideally I would go for Carlos Augusto on the left, Molina on the right, but it's not possible. It is not possible to have a 4-man defense. I would love to go towards a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1, you know. Anyway, ideally. But I don't like this kind of question because they are really, really long. Mirza, balance. Allegri's favorite word. I tell you, it's also my favorite word, balance. That's also my favorite word. Maybe that's why I also always try to understand Allegri and so on. But I believe it's also Juventus' favorite word. Why is it my favorite word? Because I am born in October, the 11th of October, and the astrological sign in October is Libra. But Libra in French, you say balance. Balance, Libra. Balance, balance. It's the same word. That represents also the Libra. So I love that being balanced in what you do, what you try. When I analyze things, I always try to see the positive, the negative, and what it can bring as consequences, and then checking if you can take the risk or not. I really love that word, balance. But also in football, I'm also someone that loves balance. On the other side, what I saw last year from Allegri was not balanced. Was a football, if I respected, I will not say loved, but respected the football of Allegri in the past because of that balance that he could bring on the field. But balance means you attack, you defend. Not only attack, not only defend, not only block, no, it's a balance. So equally divided on the left, on the right, up, down, which I couldn't find back the last 2 years. What I couldn't find back. Ron Rusitano, thank you for the donation. Too much negativity. This team will be better than last season. Today, you know, the first reaction I have was, or I would have, is it's not easy. It's not easy to do worse than last year. But actually, if you finish 3rd this year, the year before, I believe we were 4th. So 4th the year before, 3rd this year. If you're looking at the next season, you know, you can be finished 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. So there are more possibility to do worse than doing better. On the other side, taking everything into consideration, in terms of what it brought to the Juventini, I hope it can be successful and better. I really hope so. Because I want also to go and celebrate a bit with Juventini, having a bit of positivity. Today it's difficult, and especially if you are looking and listening to the words of Giuntoli that is telling you at the moment the big part of the Mercato has been done. You know that I always, last year I made a song, Mercato is crazy. The year before I worked with Mercato Never Sleeps. This year is difficult. Last year we launched Here We Fly on the channel, where we are following the planes and so on. Today we just followed Wea. and that's it. So I would love to be back to that level of excitement, of enthusiasm, which is missing. I believe that's the big word that is missing today: enthusiasm. Shanky, if Vlahovic plays, he should be able to control the ball and hold up play and just be involved in the game. Hopefully, he don't get lost like last season. But it looks like you are describing Lukaku. Able to control the ball, hold up the ball and the play, and be involved in the game. It looks like you are describing Lukaku. No, I'm joking, but yeah, I agree. If he stays, he needs to do better. He needs to do better, and we need to help him to do better as well. I believe it's both sides of the story. I still believe that he will be sold. Just in a few words, Giuntoli said clearly today, we are betting a lot on Chiesa. We are betting a lot on Dusan Vlahovic, players that at the moment are not on the market and that we really want to keep, and we want to invest on them technically. That means how they are playing, their capabilities, their evolution, their potential. We bet on them. These are the faces of Juventus. As you can see, we believe in them. But he also said multiple times, if a crazy offer arrives, we sit on the table. Not on the table, but at the table to discuss it. Because again, he said it, it's not a secret, it's not a mystery, that we have to think about the sustainability and we have to work on our finances. So I believe that at the end, a big player will leave. A big player will leave. And from that moment on, it will be domino effect. 3 minuti con Papà, 23-24. That's what Juve Sebastiano wants back. The 3 minuti con Papà. It's tough, because in the past I was going every game to my father's home. Now I go much less to my parents' home, so it's quite difficult to do that standard. And then also because the channel is so English focused that going with another language is difficult, or I will have to translate. David said, oh my god, Beppe, me too, the 11th of October. Look at that, twins from the birthday. So don't forget, on the 11th of October, going here on the channel to wish me birthday, and I will do the same for you, David. Grandissimo. People say, Juan said earlier, I lost the comment, but he said we made a huge mistake stopping with Cuadrado. Ragazzi, guys, with all the respect, I saw the images of Cuadrado. I made a video about it that, my eyes were bleeding and so on, but I saw the images. Of course, I'm not happy, but it's a player that I really liked. It's a really player that I really liked. A player that I really, really liked. Maybe because I'm old. I don't know. Maybe because it's not the first time. But yeah, it's a bit annoying, but that doesn't change the point of view of Cuadrado. Cuadrado, I believe, I see some people that are, it's always an extreme to another. I see so many players disrespecting Juan Cuadrado now that he goes to Inter, but also even before, disrespecting him so much in, he's finished, he's not good, he's this, not taking everything into consideration, forgetting any sense of being grateful for something that the player did. I believe it has been the correct decision at a certain moment. You can't continue with a 35 years old player like I believe we should have stopped with Alexandro last year. For me, one of the biggest mistakes of Allegri was not the game or this or that, is knowing that Alexandro could have left end of contract, and you play him the games that he needs to have an automatical renewal. And again, Cuadrado, I will always respect him. I will always like him for what he did at Juventus. I'm not angry at him that he went to Inter. The next time that I will see him, dressing with the shirt of Inter, it will be strange. I will not like it, of course not. Dybala was about to do it. Ragazzi, Dybala was about to do it. Morata will do it. You know, when you start to be a bit older like me, there is a huge difference of age. Okay, with Cuadrado is 35, I'm 41. We are still there. But you know, all the young generation, they could be my son, like Huijsen, Yildiz. You know, they could be my son. Sule, for example. So it's not the same relationship. Then players, they come, they go, they change clubs. Pirlo went from Inter to Milan to Juve. Roberto Baggio did it. Vieri did it. Ibrahimovic did it. Then, would I have kept now Cuadrado because he went to Inter? No. But Juan, no. I'm not saying that Cuadrado could not have been a backup for Weah. That's not what I'm saying. I believed, and I said it, I believe as well on the channel, that if you continue one more year with Cuadrado as a backup, why not? But Cuadrado should have been already the backup last year. And at the end, when you are looking at the stats, it's one of the top 5 players that played the most minutes and the most games, except of that small injury he had between or after that World Cup where he didn't play, but he had that injury because of that Lazio game. When he's there, then he plays. Because Allegri likes him, because Allegri trusts him more than Weah. I believe that the pressure of having Cuadrado behind Weah would have been tough. And knowing Allegri, if you have a Cuadrado, at the first mistake of Weah, you play Cuadrado. We know Allegri. So I believe that it's good. But now, of course, we will have to find someone that will be the backup of Weah. Or maybe going towards a 4-man defense. No, I super respect Cuadrado. I understand, ragazzi. They also have a family. He didn't want to go to Colombia or to Saudi Arabia. He's living in Italy since so many years that he said, you know what? I stay with my family in Italy. I will play still as a rotational player a lot of game. So let's see. No. As a backup, I would have said why not. But you know, it's always going to the same. But it's the same with Alexandro last year. At a certain moment, you find a line with Gatti, with Bremer, and with Danilo. And for a reason or another, you are still giving the minutes to Alexandro. Alexandro, at a certain moment, you know what? I understood Alexandro last year at a certain moment of the season. At a certain moment of the season, with Danilo and Bremer, the trio of Brazilian defenders was in the team the one that was convincing more, that was giving you a bit of solidity, that we were able to find back. But at a certain moment, when Gatti is growing and without doubt is taking that spot, don't start Alexandro again out of nowhere. Chunky, the only time a player should be removed is if he makes the same mistakes game in, game out. Yeah. But maybe it's too late if you are playing one competition only. Here is a life lesson that applies to football. Almost. Nothing lasts forever or for good. Cuadrado's time was over. He can do whatever he wants. I agree. Like I believe the time of Dybala was over at Juventus. Like I believe now, and maybe even earlier, because we saw what happened last season, the time of Bonucci was over. And that's tough for him to accept it. It's tough for him to accept it. But yeah, for Cuadrado, yes. Then, of course, it's annoying. Maybe we can do the first and only poll of the evening. in case it happens, which hurts the most? Cuadrado, Inter, or if it happens, Cuadrado, Inter, or Morata, Inter? Which one hurts the most? That's the only poll, because I will nearly close. Ambitious thing, bring the music. But no, but the music is ambitious. The music is not just like this for free. It's only if there are some news. And at the moment, you know that I didn't even pay attention, because it looks like there is absolutely no news. The only thing is from Sport Italia, where they are saying Zacharias' entourage has denied a possible exit from the Swiss midfielder from Juventus. There are no negotiations underway. It could lead to a total confrontation between the parties. Wow. And that Salernitana likes Miretti, but it cost more than 11 million. There is nothing else. Cuadrado Inter 65%. Makes sense. Makes sense. Makes sense. We did it, 26-420. Grande, grande ragazzi. So at the moment, stable, 65% are voting for Cuadrado. Suarez, Beppe, did you buy all San Pellegrino at color rate? Found none. I don't know where. No, because this week, because I'm going to holiday. So I didn't do the big shopping. I didn't do the groceries this week, because otherwise you have a full fridge, and you know when you come back it's a disaster. Huh? I understand why both of them are choosing Inter. They love Juve, I have no doubt. However, their families more, and their families want to be in Italy, and Inter is their option to remain. Oh, but it's true, huh? It's true. It's true. You know, players have a family. At the end, you know, it's sport. It's for them it's a work. It's not a hobby. It's work. It's a professional thing. You know, if Inter comes and they tell me, Beppe, we give you a contract to become the host of Inter. My contract is finished with Juve. They tell me, Beppe, we pay you, I don't know, let's say 10,000. Mamma mia, 10,000 a month. Can you imagine 10,000 a month for becoming the host of the channel of Twitch? Well, I will tell them no. I will tell them no. Ragazzi, it's impossible. It is impossible. It's a difference. It's really different. It's really totally different. It is impossible. Ragazzi, the two of you, can you imagine? They will be really crazy. It's my entire life that I'm mocking them. That it's impossible. It is impossible. It is simply impossible. It doesn't work like that, you know. A player can change club. I believe a content creator like this, you can't. It's impossible. Even for 10,000 euro, you can't. You just can't. Even for 100,000, I don't believe you can. It will not even work. It is impossible for a support. You have no credibility. Yeah, like Juana, a player can change club, but not a heart. The heart can't change. You can't. Then, you know, I'm not saying, if you are, I don't know, the technician let's say, the technician that is changing the lights inside the offices of Juventus. You are a supporter of Juve, you are changing. You have a contract with 4 years. You will take with your team all the responsibility for the electricity and so on from inside of the offices of Juve. And then your contract is over, they change, they go for a cheaper one, and you have an offer in Milano to take care for the next 4 years of the offices of Inter. That's different. That's different. I believe, you are taking care of your family, of your business. You don't work for them, directly. You're not improving, you're not supporting them. If you are working behind the scenes, it's something different, in offices from a lot of Italian clubs, but I believe in the world. I believe that behind the scenes, so not the people that are putting their face on it, there are a lot of people that are not supporting the club that they are working for. But for me, as a supporter that have put my face, that my name is GJustjuve, I have a tattoo, I'm 41. The trend now with a lot of youngsters, you know what they are doing? A lot of youngsters, they hide which team they are supporting. About young content creators, they are hiding it. They do songs with a shirt of Sassuolo, Napoli, Inter. It's a bit like my friends from IFTV. They like everyone. In USA, it's really a big USA also mentality. We love everyone. Everything is great. Everything is fantastic. If our team is not qualified to the competition, let's support the other ones. But not only, the young generation are starting because why? They see that there is a lot of money to be made with that, a lot of likes, a lot of, it's a wider audience. They are not representing, let's say, Serie A, but with their team of heart. No, they just go for Serie A, global, everyone likes you, and you try to be really, when Napoli scores, you're celebrating. When it's Frosinone, you celebrate. When, whatever. It's the new generation. Own interest before what you believe in, because you see that the audience is bigger. I could maybe go, one day to work for, I don't know, Serie A, but people know that I'm a Juve fan. Like people that are really Juventini on television channels, that's okay. But for another club, difficult, huh? Maybe I could go, I don't know, one day to work for an English club. But that's different, huh? That's different. Bedtime reminder. Helicopter, plot twist, Morata and Cuadrado infiltrate Inter to ruin them. Don't know. Beppe, ¿hay algún colombiano que te gustaría ver en la Juve ahora que Cuadrado se fue? No lo sé, Néstor, no lo sé. No. Joder. Es ya mucho tiempo que no hablo español. Necesito practicar otra vez porque estoy olvidando todo. Necesito practicar mucho otra vez. Se me gusta un colombiano. No seguo mucho y jugadores colombianos. No conozco mucho jugadores de la Colombia. Por verdad. Algún tiempo anterior me gusta mucho Muriel, pero eso es. Muriel. Otro jugador de la Colombia, no lo sé. Sinistera. O Díaz. Díaz lo conoces. Los otros no lo sé. Pero... otra vez, es mucho tiempo que no hablo español. Necesito ir En el canal de los amigos de Pueblo Juve, así puedo practicar y hablar mucho, porque para años estaba practicando y hablando español cada día, en el teléfono y también viajar mucho, ir y visitar Madrid, también Barcelona, Sevilla, Valencia, el norte, Bilbao, una ciudad mucho bien, que me gustaba mucho y hablaba todos los días. Hoy es difícil, porque es ya... Se no falto, pienso que es ya 6 meses que no lo hablo. Cuando tengo tiempo, voy a escuchar un poquito de español en el canal de Pueblo Juve. Pero mira, si no lo hables, vaya a faltar. Vaya a faltar. Ernesto me dice, tranquilo Beppe, está muy bien. Sí, ahora que la máquina está trabajando otra vez, pero difícil, muy difícil. Pienso que cuando vuelvo de las vacaciones voy a hacer una live exclusiva en español, donde puedo hablar solo y exclusivamente en español. Para una live de 2 horas. Eso es. Vamos a hablar otra vez en inglés, porque las otras personas que están con nosotros en la live va a pensar que todos la live es en español y voy a quitar también el like, y eso no es posible. Ragazzi, my guys, my friends, I tried again to go back with my Spanish. That I said it's already 6 months that I didn't speak. So I need to train again some Spanish. Yeah, the first words were really difficult. But then we went back. I believe that if you don't, if it's not your mother tongue, it's not your first language, if you don't train a language, if you don't speak, even if you listen, if you don't speak, you forget. So I really need to continue to push. Mohammed, who changed the channel settings? Don't play with the remote. Ma, ragazzi, I said today a short life. I don't want to go towards 2 hours. I was even thinking doing just 1 hour. Tomorrow, I don't know if I will put the usual video. Let's check. Because tomorrow I really need... Tomorrow I have a surprise. Juan Echeverry, tu parli perfettamente la lingua spagnola. Sì, what I just told you. My Italian is terrible now. 12 years living in the West Coast and it's all smuggles. Very sad. Yeah, you have to train. When are you playing FIFA? Marian is telling me, when are you playing FIFA? Look, I told you, from the moment that I bought the PS5, my son had it already since long time, but then I bought it and I played like 3 times with the PS5. I have spent so many money to just put it there, but does it make sense to start now to play with it with FIFA 23, or should we wait for FS24, FC20, I don't know, F24? Should we wait? I don't know. Ninib, when will the squad travel, or Thursday evening or Friday morning? I have both. If you can have both, Aldo. EAFC 24, right? Yeah, that's the game. You know, Hola Eddie, you just missed me speaking for like 10 minutes in Spanish. You just missed it. If you want to rewind it, and you will hear my level of Spanish. Ernesto, you could do your own Mercato of what Juve might need, in your opinion. Yeah, can be. The video I want to do when I'm back from holiday is the rating of the shirts. A video that I really loved to do last year. The video of the shirt, I like to do that one. And then we'll start also with the games that are starting again, analyzing the first games, who is going. And from the moment that we sell, we will really start speaking about Mercato. No, I know from FIFA, but yeah, we can. Why not? Usually I do unboxing as well videos, but this year, the shirts are already there. I didn't buy them immediately this year, so I don't have them yet. At the moment, I don't have the shirts. So if I don't have the shirts, I can't unbox them. So I'm waiting. Probably I will come back from Roma, but doing an unboxing now for the home shirt makes no sense. Or you have it immediately, and usually I was really fast in having them the last 2 years. This year, no. So or you go fast and it's great. Otherwise, does it make sense to do an unboxing? But maybe I can do if I buy both of them. Maybe, who knows? Yeah, I received your message, Salkat. I didn't answer, but I saw the notification. Yeah, Salkat. We keep in touch, huh? Bep, I need to immerse myself with French language and any good movies, shows, maybe Juve documentary to watch. Well, you know what I would recommend you is go on whatever platform, Netflix or Paramount Plus, Amazon Prime, whatever you want to. You go there and you put a movie that you already saw. Why? Because at least you understand already what is going on. You watch again one that you already watched in the past, that you already know the plot and so on, but you watch it without undertitles, so only voice. If you watch in original language, English, or even let's say in French dubbed, but with the undertitle in English, you read and it doesn't come. You need to watch without undertitles. French words, no undertitle, but a movie that you already saw, so that you know more or less what they are speaking about. That's an ideal thing. Juan is doing the community lineup of Telegram. Ernesto is goalkeeper. Beppe left back. Colo center back. Anthony Trimboli center back as well. Jacob right back. Softic center midfield with Sasha center defender midfield. Mohamed Youssef center midfield. Juan as a left winger. Anthony Anthony so now I forgot. How can I forget the name of the other Anthony? And then Thomas right wing. But then we need a huge bench, because there are a lot of persons that needs to go up also here to be part of the team. On the Telegram group we are 1,500. Schifano indeed. Oh, mamma mia, what a disaster! What a shame. Beppe, you and your family should come to Caribbean vacation. This year, I have no money. This year I just took 5 days in Rome, and that will be my holiday. So I really wanted to go to New York this year, but we were super late. I didn't even know that if you want to go to New York from Europe, your passport needed to be valid like 6 months before and valid 6 months after. And my wife, she has no passport. I mean the travel passport. So it was not even possible. I can go, but alone without my family it makes no sense. And so this time we will ask it so that she can go with me and with my son. Maybe I would love to. If next year I would love to go to New York, USA. Juani wants to organize a charity match. I don't think I'm big enough to do something like that. I would love to, huh? I would really love to, but for this you really need to start finding partners and so on and so on and so on. Organizing something like this, it's tough. That's why I would love also that the channel, that you are sharing the channel, that the channel starts really to grow more and more and more, so that we can have more and more people on the channel, because 26 is nice. I'm grateful for every single person that is liking the video, but with 26, ragazzi, honestly, we are not there. If you want to organize charity game and so on, and you go with your 26,000, it's not yet the level that we need to achieve. Dragon is saying, if you are in New York, come to Montreal. If I am in Montreal, go back, come to visit me in Australia. Mr. Beast is another level. That's another level. Oh, Tenerife, fantastic place. Roma, 5 days. Up, down. Well, ragazzi, that was it for me. Maybe we can go for the first pages. What do you think, guys? Can we go fast before going to sleep? So the first pages. Gazzetta dello Sport. Inter, così perdi gol. Oof. Inter, like this, you are losing goals. Thuram and maybe Morata can't be enough. Inter, like this, you are losing goals. Without Lukaku and Dzeko, the Nerazzurro attack is less productive. Yesterday, the meeting between the agent and the Spanish guy, but the agents of Morata will also see and meet Giuntoli. Mercatone Juve, difficult mercato for Juve. One eye to the result, the other one on the finances. From Vlahovic to Chiesa, here are the numbers to sell them if people want to buy them. Corriere, first page. Morata. Now it's Friedkin that will play his game. What game? The game of course, trying to snatch him from Inter. After listening to Inter, it will be Friedkin from Roma that will try. Roma is in pole position, according to Corriere dello Sport. Giuntoli is reinforcing the position of Allegri. A leader of talent. Max is perfect for Juventus. And Tuttosport. No, that was the one of yesterday. Vendere e vincere. Selling and winning. The challenge of Giuntoli. You see, the words of Giuntoli about Vlahovic and Chiesa were not really reassuring from the we will not sell to all the papers and journalists that understood the other sub-message, if you want to. Competitive and sustainable. The chief of football is making this his mission in a management that can't allow themselves to have no ambition. In the meanwhile, the Saudi Arabia team is increasing the offer for the ex-Interista, or speaking about Lukaku. From Chiesa to Vlahovic to Lukaku. Juve, let us see. Vendere e vincere. Selling and winning. Where is Lukaku? Lukaku is not on the page of Gazzetta dello Sport. At least not with an image. Here neither, and here neither. Oh, they cancelled Lukaku. It's over. Lukaku, c'est fini. They don't like him anymore in Gazzetta and Corriere. Allez, ragazzi, it was fun. See you tomorrow. Guten Nacht, Josef und Sebastian. Sebi. Ciao a tutti, grazie, forza. Juve.